Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. You can see on my desk in front of me, I am going to be working with this beautiful new paper collection from close to my heart, and this is called Love Notes. And I think this paper is beautiful. This is only available for a limited time. I believe it's available through the end of February. And I've got this floral paper, and it's got this one with little teddy bears. It's got this one with little hearts. And so I'm going to clear this up and we're going to get started. So my focus today is going to be using this heart overlay. And down in the description box, I do have a video linked from my friend Kelly, where she has a great tutorial on creating a large overlay in minutes. And in her video, she also has a free Cricut download, and that's where I got this overlay, and you can too if you'd like to create along with me. So I've cut this overlay in Cricut Design Space, and I've used the white daisy close to my heart cardstock, and then I've used some of the coordinating paper here from the Love Notes collection and cut out the hearts. And then I've sliced the hearts in half just using my scissors, and I pieced them together on white paper, and then I'm going to back those. Now, I thought the florals in this pattern paper matched perfectly with some stamp sets in my collection already. So I pulled the doodled florals and this cherished card making stamp set from my collection. And I've stamped and cut some of these and colored them up with my Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers, and I'm going to be using those today on my layout. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with my layout. And you can see here I've also cut a couple circles, and Kelly has those in her design space that you can also cut out. So I went ahead and cut those out. Those are in Scarlet, and I also used Desert Rose, which isn't in the paper pack, but I thought it went nicely with this. So I've sped this up a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this overlay glued down on the left side. I'm going to be making a double page layout today, but for the left layout, I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to start figuring out where exactly I want these hearts to go in my layout. And I'm not really going to be being so matchy-matchy. I'm not even really going to be thinking about a pattern. I just know that I want the patterns spaced about on the layout. So you can see when I put these hearts together, I put the floral paper and matched that with the scarlet. And then I put the heart paper and I matched that with the desert rose. And then I've got some scarlet and then some desert rose. I originally had planned on using some Valentine paper I had left over from last year's special, and that's why I had the desert rose in there. I already had those cut, and so I thought, you know, it really went with it. But I think you could have went with the peach cardstock, and that would also look well in this paper pack. So I'm going to get these placed in here, and I'm going to get the first couple glued in, and then the rest of these I will get glued in off camera. I really love the way this looks. Okay, so I've got those glued in, and I'm going to be working on my right page because I do want to make this a 2-page layout. So I'm bringing in a strip of paper here, and that's the floral pattern. And I've cut this to 2 3/4 by 12. And then I have that checkered zip strip, and that's 1/2 by 12. And so I'm going to place that on the right-hand page. And then these are my pictures. Oh my gosh, when I saw this paper, I knew that I wanted to scrapbook these pictures. These are pictures of my boyfriend Dale and I when we went to Loveland, Colorado last July. And so I will talk about these more in just a moment, but you can see here, this is at the Love Lock Sculpture in Loveland, Colorado. So I've got some pictures of the locks, of us in front of the heart sculpture, and all of the locks on on the sculpture there. And so I'm going to place that on the right-hand page. Now, that my photos on the right-hand side are 3x4. So I've got 4 3x4s. And then I've matted those on 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 white. And then that scarlet photo mat is 6 1/2 by 8 3/4. So it's just, a quarter size bigger. And here I'm auditioning some different ink colors that I think I might want to use. Shortbread is one of the featured colors in this paper pack, so I am going to take my ink blending tool and I'm just going to put some ink in some of the places that I think might look nice on the page. So while I'm ink blending, let me tell you a little bit more about the pictures that I'm using on today's layout. So the Lovelock sculpture in Loveland, Colorado, that is a place where couples go to lock their love. And traditionally, lovers will carve their names or initials into the padlocks and then attach it to the permanent structure and then throw away the key as a symbol of their forever love. I just thought that was so awesome. And with Dale and I being newer in our relationship, we decided that that's what we wanted to do. So we had to have the pictures to go with that. So I'm documenting this story. So this was from July 21st, 2023. And I don't journal on the page here on camera today, but off camera, I do write the story of the Lovelock sculpture, and I write it in at the bottom of the page. So I do get that on the page. All right, so I finally figured out where I think I want all of these shortbread inks spots, and so I'm finally going to go ahead and put this shortbread ink away. Oh, one more spot here. Okay, now I'm finally going to put this shortbread ink away. All right, that looks good. And I'm doing this, and I realize it doesn't look the greatest on camera. It kind of looks like a hot mess. But in real life, I promise you, it looks amazing. It doesn't have that splotchy look, and it has just a little bit of color. It looks darker on camera than it does look in real life as I'm watching this back. Okay, so I'm going to get my pictures adhered to the right-hand side of the page. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these strips down, my paper strips. And then we'll be ready to start the best part of the layout, I think, which is the embellishing. And so, like I said, I did use the Cherish card making and the doodled florals. I do think that they just match so perfectly. And it's probably because with Close to My Heart, it's all from the same brand. And so, yeah, it's probably the same images. So those I thought went perfect. So if you have those in your stash, I don't think they're available any longer, but if you have those would be good ones to pull out of your stash. All right, so all this is adhered down. Looks good. And I can bring back in my picture. Oh, I do want to mention on my photo on the left-hand side is not quite a 3x4. Just the way that iPhotos, the way that it printed, it was I didn't want to sacrifice the size of my photo. I was trying to make it a 4x4 is what I was trying to do. So I just got it as close to it as I could there. So I don't know the exact size. So here's that beautiful Cherish card making floral. So I'm going to put that up in the left-hand corner. And then this is one of those doodled florals. And I will end up using some foam to pop these up. And then I've got some more of these little doodled florals that I've colored and cut off camera. And I will fuss around with these I know I want to bring in this large doodled floral on the right-hand side. I'm also going to be bringing in this stamp set. This is another one from my stash. This is the Love Doily, and I liked the words in this stamp set. And so I'm going to be using these as like word sentiment strips. And so I'm going to use one word sentiment strip on the left side of the page and then one over on the right side of the page. And then in my stash, I had this ephemera, and I'm not sure where this came from, but I found this little heart, this little lock. It looks like a little lock maybe with a heart. And then I also in my stash had these little keys, and so I did take my Spectrum Noir pen and my gold pen and outlined both the heart and the key with my pen. So after I got everything glued down, I thought I needed a couple more things, and you can see here I also added some gems. I've got a mixture of both the sparkle and the regular and some different colors. I thought it needed just a little bit more. So I brought out the doodled florals, and I have a small stamp here that I'm going to stamp. And the first one, you'll notice I didn't quite get a perfect impression, but that's okay. I'm still happy with it. And so I'm going to sprinkle some of these around on the page. I guess that's always the risk you take when you have your layout all the way done and then you decide to stamp on your layout. But I thought it needed just a little something extra, and I'm glad that I did this. It just added something. So I do want to mention that if you would like the overlay, I will have links down below in the description box. If you need a Close to My Heart consultant, you can also go to that same link. And I hope you've enjoyed this process video. If you are new here, by hitting that subscribe button, that lets me know that you are new. And if you like this video, hit thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video. And thanks so much for watching. I do upload new content every week on my channel, so I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all are staying warm with this crazy winter weather that we are having all over the country. Have a great day. Bye.